The Utah Mammoth is sorta proud to present NashCast.
What the is a NashCast?
NashCast, the only hockey show on the planet. Hosted by a human speed bag, fourth line wannabe, healthy scratch, schnozzy moto, Tyson Nash.
Who the hell is Tyson Nash?
Never heard of him.
And the baritone with a brain, the velvet hammer, Mr. Silky, Tono Suave, the radio voice of your Utah Mammoth,
Code Blue!
Mike Folta.
Oh, Captain, my Captain!
NashCast begins now.
Ready for takeoff.
Here's Tyler Ganoush and Mickey Foghorn. Wait, what? Oh, here's Tyson Nash and Mike Folta.
Feeling good, folks. Holy, we got matching sweaters on. I just noticed that. The pesky mammoth. I love it. This is actually one of my favorite hoodies. I don't know if this is for the public, but this one is slick, right? I kind of like it.
It's a foreign rider piece, and it's what we wear on the plane. It's like, if you don't wear it on the plane, you better hope you brought your parachute, because you're getting the eject button. They're kicking you off. You got to wear this thing. We all look like a team when we travel. It's a great look, and we are a little road weary. I'm coming to you from Buffalo, beautiful Buffalo, here on the banks of Lake Erie. We're kicking off a 4-game road trip. There's been so many road games. Utah is tied for the fewest home games played so far this year. We've been on the road, it feels like, all the time, but we're hitting Buffalo, Toronto, Montreal, and Ottawa here on this trip, Nasher. So it's a bit of a grind, but at least we have our foreign rider to keep us comfy.
Well, you're a lucky man. You guys hit Edmonton. Now you're in beautiful Buffalo. I don't know how many shades of gray there are in this world, but you got them all right there between Edmonton, my hometown. I can say that, and Buffalo. I spent a lot of time in the state of New York, Syracuse, New York, in fact, with the Syracuse Crunch back in the day. So the sun, I know, doesn't shine, but when it does, folks, everybody is out. It's, I don't know, 30 degrees. Everyone's got shorts on and their windows down and they're bombing around town. But I know it is hockey country there in Buffalo.
Yeah.
They love their Sabres. I'm anxious to watch that one. But Road Warrior, buddy, I love it.
Yeah, the return of JJ Peterka, and then we'll get to see Josh Doan and Michael Kesselring for the Sabres, who Kesselring came back from injury. Doan has been playing really well. I think 4 goals at the time of this recording right now, but good for those guys. And yeah, I think Buffalo, Tyson, I think they get the least like sunlit days out of the entire continental United States. Like it's tough, but a great sports town, great wings. Gonna get some wings later tonight, and they love their Bills, they love their Sabres. The Bills won this past weekend. They beat the Chiefs, so everybody's happy.
Easy. Those Chiefs, that's my Chiefs, all right? And DraftKings, they stuck it to me hard too. So I'm feeling the pain a little bit, but I'll get over it. The Chiefs will bounce back. I know that little adversity. They didn't have much adversity last year. I think they won or lost 1 game all season long. But anyway, hey, what a show we have. I cannot wait for you guys to hear this one. We've been trying to get this kid, and he's as cool as they come. Hence the last name, Logan Cooley. What a beauty, an absolute beauty. And we surprised them, a big Nash crasher, 2 of them, in fact. So I'm looking forward to everyone to see this one, because it's an absolute beauty.
Yeah, and you can tell, not just a great player, but really well raised by his parents, Eric and Kathy, and you'll get a little taste of the Cooley family in this interview coming up. But awesome to talk with Logan, who signed the big extension just last week, 8 years, $10 million a year, $80 million, the biggest contract ever, Nasher, coming out of an entry-level deal. And he's going to be able to sign another one because of how early he's signing this one. So there are some people that say maybe he could have gotten a little bit more out of the team, but you think about it, you signed one $80 million deal. He could be in line to sign another one.
Oh, yeah.
So he's maximizing his income here.
That's what happens when you play in the National Hockey League at like 12, right? Because that's what he looks like. He looks like he's 12 years old. And the Brinks truck, we talked to him about it. He laughed, right? It stopped at Dylan Guenther's house, then it went to Peterka's house, and now it's at Logan Cooley's place. And but well deserving and absolutely brilliant by the ownership group, Ryan and Ashley Smith, locking these kids up that are the foundation of this group, really, right? And you look at Dylan Guenther's contract. At the time, I was like, man, that's a lot of money to give a kid. But when you follow the team around like we do, right, you just know, right? And I've watched this kid from junior now to the pros and the NHL, and this kid is worth every penny. And that might be the bargain of, I don't know, the NHL right now. That could be one of the best bargains in the league because Dylan Guenther, I'm telling you, this guy's going to get 40, 50 at some point because he's that good. We know that. And Logan Cooley, I've been saying all along, he's going to be a 100-point player in this league. The swag that he has, and he's just committed the next 8 years to Utah. And Utah, I know they're excited. Unreal hockey fans, we know that. But man, that is just good for both sides, right? Ultimately.
And how about, we've talked about this a little bit too, Tyson. When we ask Logan which players he wants to be like, he's talking about guys who are winning cups and doing it on both ends of the ice, offensively and defensively. I agree. I think he could be a 100-point guy, but he also cares a lot about the defensive side of the puck. He wants to be like an Alexander Barkov, like an Andrei Kopitar. And he's not saying the Connor McDavids, the guys who are putting up 1 million points, but then maybe at times leaving something to be desired on the back check. He's talking about centermen who are willing their teams Stanley Cup by playing both sides of the ice, which I think is really cool for a 21-year-old.
And you know what I love? That, you know, he grows up in Pittsburgh, and Sidney Crosby, Malkin, those aren't his favorite players. It's Ovechkin. I'm like, ouch. Like, what? That's got to sting a little bit if Crosby gets a hold of that one. He was part of the Learn to Play the Sidney Crosby program that got him started. I think it was his grandma and his uncle that kind of like showed him the way. But I did love the fact that, and the point you just touched on, that I think that there's two sides to it, right? I think you worry because, oh, you're giving all these kids all this money, right? What's the motivation after that, right? But I also think that a lot of these skill players, they're so worried about points all the time, and they're so worried about getting the money, right? And you have to have the points. Now these kids, particularly Keller, Guenther, Cooley, Peterka, that is the future of your team. And if they're going to win a Stanley Cup, it's going to be on those guys' shoulders. And now they've been given the money, right? So now it literally is just about winning, right?
Yeah.
It's not about the money anymore because they have the money and they have the guaranteed contracts and they put up the points. The points just are automatic. But I think with the money, now there's less pressure. Now the points, I think, are just going to start to flow. But the focus, and we heard it from Cooley in that interview, which I loved the most, is that he wants to win a Stanley Cup. That's why you play the game, and it truly is. That's why you play, for a Stanley Cup to bring to Utah, and he is on board.
Well, let's get out of the way and get right to this interview. It was a great, 30 minutes with Logan. He was really gracious with his time, and he was doing the media tour, talking to everybody under the sun. He was on ESPN's College Game Day when they came for a college football game to SLC, but he was everywhere, and he was also with us on NashCast. Let's get to Logan Cooley.
All right. Welcome to the show. What a whirlwind. We have Utah's latest multi-millionaire. The Brinks truck has went from Dylan Guenther to Peterka to this man right here, Logan Cooley. Cha-ching, my brother. So happy for you. I haven't seen you since you signed the big deal, but welcome to the show. First of all, though, you know Foltz, he's on the bird, but welcome to the show, buddy. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Pleasure to be on.
Well, Cools, congrats, first of all, on signing the big extension with Utah. There's going to be a lot of 92 jerseys running around Delta Center for
there already is.
And kids growing up wanted to be Logan Cooley. But we saw the article from Emily Kaplan of ESPN, and she talked about your meeting with Ryan Smith kind of after the Colorado game before you guys went out on that road trip. Can you take us through that meeting and the emotions that went through you in that meeting?
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole process, like, of signing a contract, like, there's so much back and forth. Like, you're just, you get to the point where, you want to get it finalized. Like, this is a spot where I wanted to be. Like, I love it here. I enjoy my time playing hockey here. And I think first and foremost, both groups just wanted to get together and, get something done. Like, not only get something done, but make sure it's right for both sides. And that's what we did. And, I'm super thankful for Ryan Smith sitting down with me. It helped me a ton, honestly. Like, you go through this and it's a little stressful, but, he did a really good job of like, what are we, like, you're going for $80 million. Like, what, you should be happy. Like, this isn't supposed to be stressful. And that really made me just think about, like, this is my dream of playing in the NHL. Like, just, soak it in a little bit. Like, be appreciative that you're in this situation. And after that convo, it really made me think. And, I was just like, all right, this is easy. Like, what am I doing? Let's sign it.
He's as cool as they come, right? Ryan Smith. I mean, he's got 80 million in his couch cushions, literally, right? So you don't feel too bad, but COOLS, I've never been a part of an organization or a contract negotiation, I should say, like that. But I have been in some, and I remember my agent going, "Oh, here's the first offer." I'm like, "Oh my God, let's sign it. Where do I sign? Give me the pen." But I mean, it literally is a process, right? But you must have, when you first got that offer, been like, okay, I am all in. Let me sign this baby.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think as a 21-year-old kid, you see anything, any million, and you're just like, yeah, I take it. But I mean, it is like, you gotta be smart. It's your future, and it's something that, like I said, I thought, both sides were super respectful, with how we handled it and how they handled it, and just super thankful, to be in this position. And, it's an unbelievable experience going through it, and something that, I'm going to remember forever.
And
You were
Ryan
broke.
Smith is, oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Folta. I got to follow this up. You're a broke college kid. You were a broke college kid, 3 years ago, right? My son's going through it right now at ASU. He doesn't have a dollar to his name, but what are you buying first? Or have you bought anything yet? I'm sure a few team dinners are coming your way too.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get stuck with some dinners here, but no, I mean, I haven't got anything crazy yet. I was just, we don't have to wear suits anymore, so maybe get a couple more outfits here. But other than that, nothing too crazy yet.
Logan, after that meeting, like, you start the road trip and you go out on an all-time heater. You get a hat trick in the first period of that road trip against St. Louis, then 2 goals against Minnesota. Like, from the outside, it looked like there was a weight off your shoulders, but was there truly a different feeling for you knowing that that contract negotiation was taken care of?
Yeah, definitely. I think, going through that process of waiting out a little bit, I mean, anyone could say, you don't really think of it like it's a lot. Like, you're always thinking about it. It's always in the back of your head. And I think for me, when, I'm playing my best, it's not when, it's when I'm not thinking and, just allowing me to play my game. And honestly, it did feel like the weight came off a little bit, and I was just doing what I love to do again. I was more happy, and enjoyed playing the game a lot more. So it definitely was kind of cool how it worked out, but definitely was a huge boost for me getting that done.
The money we know is there, but I mean, it is a no-brainer, right? I mean, you look at how this franchise, what you came from in Arizona to what you guys are dealing with now, the ownership group, the players that Bill Armstrong is now bringing in, right? You're out of the rebuild. You're now going for playoffs. I mean, you guys are on an absolute heater right now, as Foltz just said. But how about that line? How exciting is that line? I mean, I was just doing Amazon this past week. That's all everyone wanted to know about, is what is up with Cooley, Guenther, and Pitterka. How much fun are they to watch? You guys are literally the talk of the National Hockey League right now.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's kind of funny how it worked out. Like, it just seems like we gelled right away. And, I've been fortunate to play with Guenther the past 3 years now, and we really love playing with each other. We enjoy it. It just seems like we're really starting to hit that stride where we start to know where each other are. We're finding each other a lot more. And I think communication is a big thing for us too, like just talking as a line, and, off the ice, on the ice, watching video, little things like that. And Peterka, me and Guenther like to use our speed, and obviously he's a super fast player too, super skilled, makes a lot of plays, and can honestly score from anywhere also. So I think right now we're just enjoying playing the game, doing our thing, and as young kids in this league, it's fun, and we're just gonna try to keep it going.
Logan, we heard from head coach Andre Tourney. He was talking to us, and he called your line artists. Called you three artists, and I don't think he was talking about finger painting. What do you make of Bear's comments calling you guys artists?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a tough one. I think just maybe gelling together, smooth. I don't know. That's kind of a tough one. I don't really know what that means.
I've never been called an artist, I can tell you that.
That's awesome.
COOLS, obviously Utah commits to you for a significant amount of time, but also you commit to Utah. A big part of your playing career, right, is going to spend in Utah. Amazing fans, all that stuff. But does that add a little bit more pressure now that the money is there? I mean, I hate talking about money, but does it add that much more pressure?
I mean, I don't think so. I think as players, professional athletes, like you're always going to deal with pressure, and I think pressure is a privilege. That means you're in the right situations, you're doing the right thing, and for me, it's just I love playing the game. Like this is what I love to do ever since I was 3 years old, and when I have that mindset of just enjoying the game, trying to get better each and every day, the rest is going to take care of itself. And it's not an easy league. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs throughout the rest of my career, I should say. So, I think just for me, I like pressure. It's nice to be in those moments, and for me, that's when I kind of feel like I strive the most.
Well, now in this year, you guys are getting matched up against the MacKinnon line, McDavid and Draisaitl, and the top lines of all these other powerful teams in the Western Conference. And it seems like your line has embodied this, but the team has embodied rising to the occasion throughout the start of the year as well. Do you kind of get up for those matchups and those games? Like, is there a little, I know you bring it every night, but is there a little extra juice when you know that you're going up against marquee talent like that?
Yeah, for sure. It's always cool. I remember coming into my first year in the league, just seeing Crosby on the other side of Ovechkin. You always get amped up for those games, and now it's you've gained a lot more experience. Third year now, you start to learn a lot more, and I'm still learning, but it's really cool to go up against those guys like McDavid and MacKinnon. It's fun trying to shut those guys down, and not only shut them down, but try to produce also. So it's a battle. You're the best guys in the league for a reason, and it's a learning curve still. Each game you take a little from the game before and try to add it into the next game. So it's obviously super cool. Like I enjoy playing against the top guys in the league, and if you want to win the cup, you're gonna have to play against those guys and shut them down. So I'm only gonna continue to get better at that, and our line is too.
Well, what's this journey been like for you, COOLS? I mean, you've been through a lot at a young age. As you mentioned, you're 21 years of age. I was still wet in the bed at that age, but you get drafted. You're playing college. You're part of the U.S. development team. I mean, you have done a lot already in your career. Now you sign a big contract. But what's been maybe your most memorable moment so far in your career?
Yeah, it's great. Like it's been a whirlwind. I feel like time hasn't slowed down. It just seems like I'm just going with the flow. Like the national team. It seems like yesterday I was just going to Plymouth, and now I'm in the NHL. But yeah, it's been an unbelievable journey. Like this is, like I said, something that I've dreamt of since I was a little kid, and to be in this moment now, such a cool experience. I could have never imagined when I was 5 years old playing the game that I'd be here now. But just try to take each day at a time, and just try to enjoy as much as possible. Because to be honest, it does go by quick. Like it feels like I was playing my first NHL game. Now I'm in year 3. Like it's crazy how fast time actually goes. But just try to enjoy it, and try to get better each day.
Why 92? COOLS. I read in your Minnesota bio, it's like the highest number that anybody's ever worn with the Gophers. They're like, who is this guy coming in? We're in the 90s, but why 92?
Yeah, I switched when I went to Minnesota. I think one of the juniors had I wore 18 at the national team and wore that growing up. And
Was that
then,
after me, Cools?
yeah,
Did you
exactly.
even know I played? I don't even think Kells knows I played. I played in St. Louis, for God's sake. He's like, you played in St. Louis? I'm just kidding.
No, but I wore 18 growing up, and as a freshman, you don't want to come in and take one of the juniors' numbers. You got to show some respect, and I don't know. I just like no other number really looked. I was just like, I don't know, might as well pick a random higher number, and I like it. Like I think it looks pretty good, and not a ton of guys wear it, so it's kind of unique in that way. But yeah, I used to wear 18, and then coming in, I wasn't going to be disrespectful and take one of the juniors' number.
So just a
What
training
about-
camp number, basically, then, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I think mine was 69. That wasn't going to fly in training camp. But Cools, I know you grew up in Pittsburgh. The Penguins are a huge part of your life, but you remind me so much of a Mike Modano. And I know you know Mike Modano, one of the best American-born players to ever play the game. The way you guys skate, you almost have that jersey flap. But who growing up was the guy for you that you really were trying to emulate?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of a two-part. Like, I was a big Ovechkin fan growing up. Actually, like I loved the Capitals. Yeah, it's tough being from Pittsburgh and cheering for the Capitals, but
Wow. Don't tell Sid.
But-
I think he's trying to take a chunk of your contract, isn't he?
Yeah. No, but it's like I loved, like, as I was at the national team, like watching guys like Jack Hughes, Kaprizov now, like those guys that are kind of, maybe not the biggest, but super skilled, really good on their edges. You know, I try to just take a little bits and pieces from each of those guys and try to add it into my game, and it's just so fun watching those guys. Just they're obviously super skilled, but they compete really hard too, and win battles on the boards, little things like that. So those two guys for sure.
Well, growing up in Pittsburgh, we know that you were insulated with a great family, and how important it is to you, that family aspect. I think we have a picture of you and some of your siblings on the ice, or in the photo booth. Can you see that, Logan?
No, I can't actually.
Oh, well, we're watching it. We're watching it right now, and
Oh, there we go. There we go. I got it.
Yeah, it's is that you and Eric?
Yeah,
and,
two. Riley, then my sister Lauren. Yeah.
is that
Look at
you
the
on the
loaves
right?
on you
I'm
guys.
trying to look at that stick.
What size
Think-
salad bowls, Cools, did you guys get your haircut with?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's like the Justin Bieber before he was
Yeah,
famous. Like
exactly.
that's going way back. But we
That's
know
awesome.
how much family means to you, Cools. But could you just tell us, like, the impact that your siblings and your mom and dad have had on you and your hockey journey?
Yeah, no, family is everything to me. And just with my parents, like, I had two other brothers playing at the same time. One's driving to Buffalo one day and next morning to Michigan. So it's crazy how much they sacrifice for us. And, it's not easy to do. Hockey's an expensive sport. There's, you're traveling all the time and with AAA hockey. So, my parents are, the main reason I'm here today. And my siblings too, like I was fortunate enough to have two older brothers playing and just trying to learn from them. And, I'm always watching their games, practices, stick handling in the lobby while their practice is going on. So, backyard rink too, my dad would make, and, we'd fight pretty much every time skating out there. And sister too, like just how much she sacrificed, missing time with her friends to be in Buffalo in December. So it's awesome. Like I have an unbelievable family, and they've done so much for me.
You mean get stuck in Buffalo, right? There's no way she
Yeah, exactly.
she wanted. Mom and
True.
dad forced her
True.
to come to Buffalo. Logan's playing
Yeah.
in Buffalo. We gotta go. No, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Well, Cools. One of my favorite parts of the show that we do on the NashCast is a Nash Crasher, and we got a couple of your favorites on the show. Wanted to say hello.
way. I was just pumping their tires. You should have told me that.
I'm glad it's on the record. He said I taught him everything he knows. So.
I want to know, Eric, who won those fights? Who won those fights on the outdoor rink?
It's got to be 10-0 at least. There's no win. His call for sure.
It was Lauren. I was Lauren, I bet.
I agree.
Lauren, how many career games do you have, you think, between your 3 older brothers that you've watched?
I
four
couldn't
digits?
even tell you. I've lost count by now. Oh my gosh, 1 million.
They owe you.
You guys
Logan
have
was
made it
probably
out to
making you keep
Utah, though,
stats.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Eric and Lauren, have you guys made it out to Utah to watch Logan play with the Mammoth?
Yes, we have. We went a couple times last year, and then we were there a couple weeks ago. We caught 3 games, and then I think we're going in a couple weeks as well.
Well, he'll be sending the plane next time, the private plane, the PJ this time. Eric, is the Brinks truck still parked out front in the driveway there at home?
Unloaded. It's been a few days.
I love it.
As you guys obviously know your brother extremely well, and as Logan was going through this, we know that contract negotiations are stressful for everybody involved, but could you guys see like the negotiations affect him at all? And then when things went positively, maybe a change in his demeanor or the way he played, did you guys notice any of that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, as he says all the time, we're super close family. We're talking before his games, after his games, talking through different things, and I could tell it was weighing on the brain a bit, and it was funny enough. Like obviously they kept it hush for about a week, but I got passed along the news that he's like, I'm doing it, done deal, sign when I get back, and I was talking to my grandma actually before his game, and I'm like, it's off his shoulders. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he just has a night. Like, I think the weight of the world will be off his shoulders. And the next time I checked my phone 10 minutes later after the game started, I think he already had 4 points. I was like, guess I was right.
He should have held off a hair longer. Maybe he would have got a little more bank. But you guys have watched Logan throughout his career. You've been through it, Eric, and I know, Lauren, you played as well. But when did you guys kind of know that Logan had something really, really special?
Yeah, I mean, we joke about it all the time. Lauren, my brothers, and I, like, we don't really remember a time or an age group where like he wasn't just dominant. And he'll never, yeah, that beast right there. But he works harder than anyone I've ever met. We all, we're waking up before school, going to power skating, and your workouts in the summer, 5 days a week. But we'd be gassed, and me and my other brother be watching TV in a football game, and Logan's in the basement. All you hear is thud, thud, like till he gets his 1,000 shots. And I mean, he's not going to get out competed. And I came down to earth after his first year at the program. We had our first summer skate, hadn't seen him in a while, and he made a move on me out of the corner where I was like, well, he's always been determined, and like I said, he's always been that way. So
Logan, you were the Caps fan growing up. Were the rest of your family, were they at least Pens fans?
I don't know. That's kind of a tough, like, I think, I don't know if they really had, like, I was just a huge, like, I don't even know how it started, like, just really big diehard Capitals fan. I think it's mostly because of Ovi, but I don't know if anyone really had, like, a favorite, like, I don't know. I don't think anyone really, I mean, we obviously like the Pens still, like, just everything Crosby has done, but, for me, I think just
for the Pens just to see you upset.
Yeah, probably.
I love it.
Yeah, I think I took those second round.
Go ahead,
I think I took those second round exits harder than Ovi did at the time.
What's it like going back now to the rink, the practice rink that I think anyone who's been involved in hockey and has kids in hockey has been to that rink. And now to see the plaque there, I mean, that's super cool. But I mean, you're one of the biggest stars really to come out of Pittsburgh. I mean, that's something. It's got to be special going back there.
Yeah, definitely. It's, I love Pittsburgh. It's, where I grew up, played hockey, and it's just cool to, go back. We have a great group of guys in the summer that we train with. It's obviously fun training with those guys, competing with them, and just being home. Like it's, after a long season, you're pretty gassed, and it's nice to just enjoy being back home, seeing family and your buddies again.
This is for all you guys, but I know you guys had the uncles that played, right? Uncle Tom and Uncle John. Like, were they coaching you guys ever? Were they impacting your growth at all, or was it just the teams that you guys were on?
Yeah, Star Logan, you probably have just as many funny stories about them as I do. But we were, since they played, we were a hockey family, and from day one when we were walking, we were on skates too. And my Uncle John and Tom both were super instrumental in the whole upbringing. But my Uncle John in particular would run all of our summer skates. Up until probably just a couple years ago, still with both of us. And the training habits, the untraditional, pulling tires to the front yard and all that. So they knew the drill, and they instilled it pretty early, into us growing up and playing.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like you said, it's just, with John, like when I was probably 15 or maybe even younger, like we were skating at 5 a.m. He's out there running the skates, freezing cold rink. So it's cool. He's done a lot for us, and one of the reasons that we've had some success.
Lauren, I got to ask you, grandma. Where's grandma in all this? We always have a grandma, right? That is our biggest cheerleader. So where's Grandma Cooley, Grandma Dynamite in all this?
She is everyone's biggest fan. She shows up to all the morning skates. It'll be 5 p.m., whatever. She'll be there for sure.
Lauren, is there any dirt you can give us on Logan? I mean, I know he's a big shot. He has been for a while now, but can you give us any like annoying older brother stories or habits that he would have around the house?
Well, I was actually just telling him before this. There was a video. My parents used to record us on a camera, just like videos when we were growing up. I was real little in like one of those jumpers, just like learning how to walk. And my dad was recording him handling with a weighted ball. And my dad was like, "Oh no, switch to the foam one. Like your sister's there." He gets the foam one, gets it over my head. I can't even walk yet.
He's a bully.
Who played goal? Did they stuff you in goal, Lauren? I'm guessing back in the day, like throw the pads on you.
For mini sticks, I was always goalie. I was thrown under the bus.
I love it. Halloween, you guys, is COOLS a big dress up guy? I think you guys had your party maybe last night, but are you a big Halloween guy?
I don't know about too much. I think, growing up, you're always just a hockey player, paint some stitches on your face or something like that. But no, I mean, I think we've always enjoyed each other growing up, dressing up. Halloween's obviously a fun time, but yeah, I don't think I'm the biggest costume guy.
What'd you go as this year?
Me and Hates, we were like the Jackie Moon and Coffee Black.
How about a group text chain? You must have a sibling group text chain like no other. I got to imagine that's got to be fun.
Yeah.
We got the whole family. It's called the Cole Clan, and we got it's always fire. And I just saw his video that some of the guys in the team making pop and stuff, whatever. They had something similar at work, and I was already harassing them today. Yeah, it's always something. Yeah.
You're gonna get harassed about that mustache, Eric. I love it. I'm jealous. It is Movember right now. That is filthy. That statue. But I gotta ask you, how I know you had a great career, and I know it just ended a couple years ago. But how are you doing with the retirement aspect of it?
Good, yeah. I think you ask any hockey guy, you live in a bubble for such a long time, and that's your world, and you always got your built-in buddies, and the switch to real life is an adjustment for sure. And like we were talking earlier, having him doing his thing and being able to support him now has been a lot easier of a transition. I still got someone to root for, and nights in, nights out, I'm taking things as personal as he is now. So I'm living through him. I can't climb the glass and get in any fights though, but
Well, at least the Christmas presents just got a little bit bigger, huh?
I better be on that list, Cools. Holy. I've been stroking you for years already. Well, 3.
I was upset he didn't know what his first purchase was. I was hoping it was something about Big Brother, but no.
Eric and Lauren, thank you so much, guys, for jumping on with us. This has been awesome. We hear so much about Logan's family. It's great to meet you guys. Obviously, Eric and Kathy have done a great job raising some young kids. But thanks for jumping on.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
We'll see you around Utah, hopefully. Well, Cools, that was good, buddy. My man. That was awesome. I appreciate the time. Folta, you got anything else, buddy?
Yeah, I wanted to ask him one more about. Because you're a gold medalist now in the World Championships this last summer, Logan, and had a really good tournament. You're out there with Clayton Keller, and I was curious which guys that you played with on Team USA maybe surprised you, or you're like, wow, this guy is better than I realized.
Yeah, I don't think better than I realized, but I think the whole league world knows how good this guy is. But Tage Thompson, just how how big he is and how quick he can move too. He's so lengthy, and he uses a smaller stick too, which I thought was. He's probably 6'7" and uses a smaller stick, and it's just crazy his reach and how he's able to pull pucks in and around guys. So he's obviously a guy that was super fun to be around. Played with him for a little bit, and it's cool to learn from those guys too. Just different ways they shoot the puck, and we had such a great group of guys too. It was such a fun group to be a part of. A lot of unbelievable guys off the ice and on the ice too. It just seems like we clicked right away, and I was fortunate enough to know guys, Kels, Kesselring, Doan. We had a great group, and it was truly something that I'll remember forever.
The ups and downs of the National Hockey League, it doesn't discriminate. No matter how much money you make, they hit you at some point. I know we've talked a lot about the goods and everything that's going well in your career, but when things go bad, what's kind of been the worst thing maybe that you've gone through, and who are you calling? Who are you looking for support?
Yeah, I've been, fortunate to, not deal with any injuries or, knock on wood, but stuff that is really, where I'm out for months and stuff like that. But I think, coming in as a 19-year-old kid, to the NHL, I've been a guy that, has produced a lot at, a lot of different levels, and you expect to do that right away. The same in the NHL, and it took me a while. I started off pretty good, then had that middle stretch where, was struggling, was getting scored on a bunch. And I think going through that, though, has really helped me in a way of just realizing, how hard this league truly is. And that summer, I just remember, this is the real deal. And, I'm going to work harder than I ever had before. And, I had an unbelievable summer. Last summer before last season, and I just feel a lot more comfortable and ready, and I thought I overall had a pretty good season. So I think just going through that first year, it really kind of was eye-opening, and just realizing how good these guys are and how you really can't make a mistake or it's in the back of your net. And I learned that a few times my rookie year.
Well, you're off to a great start here this season as we record this. 8 goals, and all 8, Logan, do you know this? You're the first NHL player ever where all 8 of your first goals have been in the first period. Is there anything to that? Like, are you
He's
hitting
ready.
the smelling salts before you jump over there? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know when you know, Tice, you could probably agree to this, but there's nothing better than maybe getting a first period touch. Like your legs feel a lot better. You're kind of just you're juiced up, and I've been fortunate to get some early ones this year, and it allows you to get that extra jump or so, especially when you're on a back-to-back or something like that. But I don't know. I think for me, I like coming out flying early, and it's still early in the season. You still got some juice in your legs, so you got to take advantage of that when you're feeling good.
Tyson used to play the first period with a weight jacket on.
Hey, Gary Bettman doesn't know that yet, but I think I played at like 240. I started wearing it in warm-up, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try this for the first period, and I would blow people up with this weight vest on. Like, just including
That is unbelievable.
Oh, Folta, I can't believe you're getting all the dirt out.
I didn't know that was a state secret.
Oh yeah. Oh my
That's
God. I used
awesome.
to just smash people, but no. What's the best part for you, Cools? I mean, I felt terrible all game long, so I didn't have a great first period. They were all bad. They were all bad, but playing in the Delta Center, the fans, just the buzz around the city, so much different than it was obviously at the Mullet. We're not going to go down that road, but just the difference, right? The support you're feeling, the jerseys that you see, not only yours, but just everyone. It seems like every kid and every person has a jersey on in that building.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's super cool to see. Even to this day, you see a little kid with your jersey on, and you get that excitement. I remember when I was their age going to games wearing, Crosby jersey, Ovechkin jersey, anything like that. Like, you're trying to be those guys, and it's cool that, I could kind of be a role model for them and, kind of show them a way that there is a path to this game as long as you work hard and, pretty much dedicate your whole life to it. And the Delta Center, it's an unbelievable spot to play. Like, just the fans, you go out for warm-ups and the whole place is basically filled already. So it's such a cool experience, and, something why I truly wanted to be here for a while. And, like I said, I love it here. I love the fans living here, the area. It's truly a great spot.
Are you moving up to Park City
Well,
now?
Logan,
Is that
we
the rumor?
appreciate the
Sorry, what was that?
Are you moving up to Park City or Deer Valley now?
Yeah.
That's what, if I had your bankroll, that's where I would be living. It's like 30 minutes away. What are you guys not living up there for?
Yeah,
Oh my
true.
God. Take a
Yeah, not
helicopter to the
bad.
rink.
Yeah. Landing on top of the roof.
Oh yeah, that's called balling, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Cools. I know, Foltz, I stepped all over your toes here today, but we really appreciate it, buddy. I know the fans, they love you already, and we know the best is yet to come. Great start to the season, and thanks for joining the show.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. It was a pleasure.
All right, there you have it, Foltz. I mean, he did not disappoint. And how about the personality coming through? I guess that's what it'll do for you when you got 80 million in your back pocket, right? You become a little more social. He has been a media darling. I mean, this guy has literally been everywhere. We were talking about that before we recorded this podcast, but he is going to be loved. And if you think there's a lot of 92 jerseys out in the stands before, look out, because I mean, this guy's got everything: money, looks, skill, talent, unreal human being, most of all, right? And the surprise, his brother and sister, how great were there, gracious of their time once again. So it was one for the books.
And you've known him longer than I have, Tyson. Like, do you feel like he's starting to come into his own personality-wise? Because he has a great personality, and I feel like even just from knowing him last year, he has started to open up more. He's still a pretty soft-spoken guy, but how have you seen him over the last couple of years since he came into the league as a teenager?
You know what? He was really guarded, right? And I think that's pretty natural for a skilled guy, a young kid at the time. And I think he's growing. He's showing more personality, and I think I noticed that last year in that locker room, and the locker room is really just incredible when you get a sneak peek of him around his teammates, the jokes that were going on, and he was right in the middle of it all, right? And now I think the more that we're around, the more he kind of opens up. And I think they're guarded because, they haven't been able to trust a lot of people in their lives, right? Besides their families and their teammates growing up and, being a part of the development program and all those things, right? They are really guarded because so much is expected and wanted, and they're tugged in so many different directions. But I love the fact that he was laughing with us, joking around, and what's not to love? You're playing hockey for a living, making a boatload of money. But the other thing I loved is his conversation when he opened up. I think you asked the question with Ryan Smith. I didn't even know that conversation happened during the negotiation, and that just shows you the class of Ryan Smith, right? Like, hey, don't stress this. We love you. You love it here. We love you. You're going to get your money. You're going to get paid. Just try to enjoy this moment and this negotiation, as tough as they are. That's why you have agents, right? To do all the heavy lifting and the dirty work. But I love the fact that Ryan Smith sat him down. They had a conversation and how great is that?
And Ryan's done it with the Jazz, obviously, right? Where we know there's more money in the NBA and there's these super max contracts, and it's like a transfer portal every year in the NBA. Guys just leave willy-nilly, so it's a little different. But it was awesome that Ryan Smith was able to transfer kind of that experience over to the hockey side and help, walk with Logan through it as opposed to being on just opposite sides of the table. But get this, Tyson, this is my last thought. You got Pitterka, you have Guenther, and you have Cooley all locked up for at least the next 5 years together. All those three players combined for $25 million. And with the cap going up, you're averaging a little over $8 million per guy. That's one of the most exciting lines in hockey to start the year. You feel pretty good about where you are from a cost effectiveness standpoint with those young guys who are only going to get better.
Oh, we're just scratching the surface too. Like, I don't think you're truly the best version of yourself as a person and as a player until you're 25, 26 years old, right? So those guys still got a long way to go as far as that goes. But already right now, you're watching every game, you're doing every game, Foltz. They are the talk of the National Hockey League. I'm doing prime games around the NHL, and the first question they ask now is, how good is this Logan Cooley, Dylan Guenther, Pitterka? What's that transition been like? How good is that line? They literally tune into the Mammoth games to watch that unit, and that unit is a unit. It's a big unit. They're going to put up massive points this year. I hope they continue to roll because that Utah Mammoth team, it's been a great start to the season, even though they're fluttering a little bit right now, but they will find their way. And as you mentioned, you're in beautiful Buffalo, so enjoy yourself, buddy. This is one trip I am not jealous of. Enjoy it. Bring back some W's, would you?
We got so this is coming out on Wednesday. We're in Toronto tonight, played Buffalo last night, and then Montreal and Ottawa up ahead later this weekend. But remember to subscribe to the show if you're watching on YouTube. Thank you to everybody who's been leaving comments. We see those and we salute you for those. But subscribe to the show on YouTube and be sure to follow along on NashCast Official on Twitter and on Instagram. Nasher, I will see you soon. I know you got some more NashCast shows coming up. You got some Amazon. You are all over the continent, but we continue on, and I can't wait to do another fun episode with you next week.
Love it, buddy. Bring home some W's. I gotta go fix my hair. We will see you on the next pod, buddy. Oh, look at that SOS pad. I love it. Looking good.
How about
buddy.
that? My Nasher look right here.
Not bad. Not bad. Foltz, love you, buddy. Have a great road trip, dude. We'll see you soon.
See you next week, everybody.